Throughout this morning, this broadcast began at 8 a.m. Central European Time, joining a lot of Eurosport's viewers over their breakfast, and we've gone throughout the morning seeing some of the world's best excel and also some big surprises, particularly in the men's pommel horse.
Now we're in the qualifying rounds of competition 3, and there world champion heads them in a very jazzy tracksuit, very much more...
Neil Thomas, silver medalist from the World Champion. Neil really is set. If he can keep the nerves behind him or keep the butterflies down in the tummy, really has got an excellent opportunity. World Championship medal, as there is a whole line of gymnastics stars there, Monica.
Reminds me so much of Lukin in his body language. Very similar type gymnast. And Neil Thomas opened up on floor with their hands. Every competition has a 12-meter square floor area. They're all...
Right there, Britain's Neil Thomas. He starts his campaign with the pommel horse, not the most... German star Andreas Wecker, who played runner-up or second fiddle, as many athletes would say, to Yuri Keki in last year's World Championships, claiming the silver. At the moment, Wecker is on target to go one better. Korkina leads in the asymmetric bars for Russia, and in the vault it's Gina Goodman. Heat up indeed, as this is the finale to today's session. Well, the action seems to be got underway, and with one of the huge stars, the world and Olympic champion, Shannon Miller, will be the first to vault. She's just 16 years of age, from Edmond in Oklahoma, and the all-around champion of '93 begins the defense of her title.
And now a very much more mature Shannon Miller. And has she maintained her power to weight? 1.5 twisting Yurchenko with a step forward. 9/8 Tara. But obviously much more mature. A young lady now, not a prepubescent school child. But the question is, has she maintained the power to go with her increase in size? And I'm not meaning that cruelly. Growing from girlhood to womanhood under normal circumstances is hard on the physique, let alone when you're a gymnast.
Well, in the World Championships a year ago, it was the vault in the individual apparatus that Shannon Miller decided not to take part in. But she performed extremely well in the all-around competition to score 9.787. And she seems to be on target once again. 9.712 for the first of the two vaults. Remember, the average of the two is the total scoring. And Shannon Miller, a big favourite to retain her world title here in Australia, seems to have settled, calmed the nerves nice and early on in this qualification competition.
So single-minded. She goes through her little psychological and physical preparations, half-twist feet, plie landing, half-twist feet. Yes, still, it's a very difficult vault. There's so much cross-speed to anchor. There's rotation, twisting factor. You know, you're turning on two axes, the broad axis and the long axis, and with the cross speed, and then a blind landing. Really hard to perform, and gives away one secret. They can't yet double twist Yurchenko, you see.
Well, 9.724 is the best aggregate score by Romania's Gina Gogian, with the defending world champion in this individual apparatus, Yelena Pushkin of Belarus, 9.712, second position. And now this is important for the Americans' confidence. This is still the qualification round, and 9.706, well, that puts Shannon Miller into third position in the vault, with her performance on the asymmetric. That goes into extra or automatic mode, and he's on target for a second gold medal. A good run there from Ivanov, not to be confused with Ivankov of Belarus. As we now move back to the ladies' vault with Hughes of Australia, young Joanna.
First vault. Yurchenko, full twist. And we get very complacent about watching these young girls produce vaults of such difficulty. Understand the required amount of work over the years that's gone in to produce a vault of that caliber. The overhead view shows the risk factor. There is a pad over the end of the board so that if the heels slip down, they don't come to grief. But she was very near the top of the board and hands rather near the front end of the horse, which meant that she would close her shoulder angle off the top of the apparatus and snap the vault down. And the jump backwards on landing was really the result of that, where she didn't lift from the horse and get as much length as she could have done. She certainly had the cross speed, 9.45 first vault. And she gets another decent vault, even the same vault, same score under her belt. She'll be doing pretty well. Yes, that was a little better. Can't judge exactly until we see it from either the side or the top, where we can see the length from the apparatus, because that's really what dictates the judges' scores. A bit lower down the board, not... Yes, it wasn't quite so long, but better controlled at the end. But it was higher, yes. I think that vault could go above 9.45. Hope it does for her sake, because she really did put some effort to improve it.
Well, we should be seeing away from Grigori Mizyutin, an 11th position, 9.481 for Joanna Hughes. But Ivanov of Bulgaria, who only managed an 8th position in the floor final a year ago.
Turn their back on the judges when they know they've not done very well. But he has a sneaky feeling that he's done more than a good routine. And here, the French connection, Elodie Lussac, superb little 14-year-old, medalist in the Junior European Championships. Nice change of direction, but like so many, coming to grief. It's a good job it's not the all-around event, but it's a pity for her that it's on the A-bars, because she's a good A-bar worker. Very composed. Tiny little girl, only 140 centimeters and weighs 37 kilos. Oh, she went up and repeated the skill. That was brave. Coach in, ready for the catches. Good girl. Guts written all over her forehead.
At 14 years of age, the youngster from Marseille. Well, like you pointed out, Monica, it's very pleasing to see the performer do exactly the same skill or maneuver that caused her to fall from the bar in the first place. And this is possibly one of the most closely contended competitions now, with Svetlana Chorkina leading for Russia, with Hatigan of Romania and Amanda Borden of the USA lying in joint third with Dominique Dawes. But a lot of the big names are making these mistakes, and as you quite rightly pointed out, it's a good job it's not in the all-around competition. Maybe more risks are taken, or higher and more difficult jumps, and a similar scoring for Elodie Lussac. Welcome back to the Brisbane. Shannon Miller for the United States of America has made her first performance and has...
And a moment that everybody here will be waiting for. Olympic and World Champion Supreme. A really great gymnast, and form through the off-season and with all of the travelling he's had to encounter.
The best all-around gymnast in the world and in the Olympic Games. So the big star of the sport, and as our expert Monica